are you, my lovely butterflies? This is the Awakened Butterfly, and I'm back with another video. If this is your first time coming across my channel, please stay for the entire video. And if you enjoy the content, please don't hesitate to like and subscribe to my channel. How is everyone? I hope everyone is doing good, taking care of themselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Today we have some very important things to talk about, but before we get into that, I would like to give a special shout out to Woman Clothed in the Sun Q. I hope I said that right. She is one of my special butterflies because no matter what video that I do, she's always supporting in the comment section. She likes the videos. She's very communicative with everyone in the comment section, and she also shares my videos to other social media platforms, so I really appreciate that. And I want to let you know that you don't go unnoticed, and you really inspire me right along with all my other beautiful butterflies to continue to make these videos. And you guys are very special to me, and I love you guys so much, and I just wanted to take the time to let you guys know that. Guys, there's something that's been weighing on me, and I feel that there's no one better to talk to about it other than you guys. I've noticed that there's a lot of manipulation that's been going on in the world today. There's a lot of lying and a lot of wool being pulled over people's eyes. And I feel that this is because this is happening from people that are close to us. And I know a lot of people don't like to think about that or even consider that to be. And a lot of people know that that is true. Guys, we're in a new time right now, and things are different. I have a lot of people in my inbox asking, why is God not coming back to save us? Has he forsaken us? Why is he leaving us here to suffer? Why are we targeted and we're not being helped? I explained in one of my previous videos the reason for this, but sometimes I feel that due to the actions that take place in people's lives and the circumstances, these things can easily go overlooked because we're human. And sometimes we just need a break from what's going on around us. And there is a lot going on around us. Social media is a very open portal to a lot of different energies. Energy is real. Energy does exist. That's why we have to be very careful who we share our energy with. With that being said, we have to really be careful who we are intimate with. Because I don't know if anyone knows how serious sex is spiritually, but when you have sex with someone, you exchange energy with them. And if they're dealing with some dark energies and you are intimate with them, you now have those dark energies as well. And vice versa. That brings me into talking about the Jezebel spirit. Because in my lifetime, I have seen many people, men and women, use their advantage to get what they want from other people. And a lot of the times, it's usually a physical advantage that they use to overcome someone in a seductive sort of way. And with women, this is always, people always associate it with women because women are seen more as sex symbols than men are. But this is actually not just with women. It's obviously with men and women. And I would like to talk about the Jezebel spirit today. I would like to get into who Jezebel actually was and the position that she played in the Bible. and how her energy still exists on earth today, and how a lot of people tap into this energy when they engage in selfish behavior, manipulative behavior. It's just our actions can easily cause us to tap into different deities and energies. In the Bible, Jezebel was the wife of Ahab. He was the king of Israel. She encouraged him to worship false gods in Israel. She seduced, harassed, and killed God's prophets. She orchestrated innocent men to be falsely accused and executed. That is who she was, and that is the position that she played in the Bible. And sometimes on earth, we can kind of relate her, who she was and her position in the Bible, to a lot of people that are on earth today. And I'm not judging anyone, but you see a lot of women these days, or a lot of men sometimes, they set people up. They, they do certain things to put other people in a position that they would never think that they would be in. They're like a distraction. And I feel like when you embody the Jezebel spirit and you use it, it is used as a distraction tactic. And you can actually gang stalk someone with the Jezebel spirit. According to the Bible, 1 Kings chapter 16, verse 30, King Ahab did the most evil in the eyes of the Lord than any king of Israel before him. He married Jezebel, making her the queen over Israel. So guys, think about it. If Ahab was already known for being disobedient towards God, and look at the energy that he drew in based on his own actions. He found a wife that was just like him, and he married her, and he made her the queen of Israel. So now there's two people with the same evil mentality ruling over an entire nation, pretty much. And it just goes to show you that we really have to pay attention to our actions and the type of energy that we draw in amongst ourselves, because whatever energy that we draw in based on our own actions, those are the type of people that we're going to attract around us. And as with Ahab in the Bible, that's what he did. His actions in being a disobedient God and servant of the Lord actually caused him to bring in a wicked wife. Jezebel urged her husband to do more evil plots and schemes against the Lord's prophets. She was in his ear. She was the voice in his ear, encouraging him to do more. Instead of trying to lead him towards God, she was pulling him more away from him and trying to make him more of a warrior than a servant of God. She encouraged him to worship the deities of Baal and Asherah. I hope I'm saying that. Asherah. I'm sorry. Baal and Asherah. Those were the two deities that she was urging her husband to worship. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about these deities. Baal was the god of fertility, rain, sun, and storm. And Asherah was the goddess of fertility and love, and she didn't believe in war. So those are the two deities that she told him to worship. Now, when we worship certain deities, you would think that you're just worshiping that deity for that specific reason. So if she was telling her husband if she was thinking, well, this is the goddess of fertility and love, not war, and this is the god of the storm, rain, the sun, and fertility, I feel that these gods will be beneficial for whatever reason in their life. Well, you never know what type of energies and deities that those gods and goddesses were worshiping and dealing with on their own. So that's why you have to be really careful with idolizing and channeling and all those type of things, because you never know what type of energies that you will bring in other than the ones that you're actually trying to bring in. The reign of Ahab in Israel caused the people to be divided based on their belief in Baal and the Lord. So this caused a division between the people of Israel, because now, since they have a king and a queen, and the queen is very powerful, obviously, because she has a very big impact on her husband. And based on the decision that she encouraged him to make, it's now causing a division for people to start to do the same thing that he's doing. See the energy exchange? It's like Jezebel gave him an option. She pulled him from righteousness and pushed him more towards dark, worshiping dark energies. And when she did that, it caused an energy exchange in him. And the people that he was over started to feel the same energy, and they started feeling forced to decide between the Lord and Baal. And I'm pretty sure that there were consequences if they didn't want to worship the Lord, because it seems that with the aggressiveness from Jezebel, it was causing a lot of pressure on the king, which was probably putting pressure on everyone in Israel, everyone else. The embodiment of the Jezebel spirit. That's what we're about to talk about now, guys. Jezebel worshipped different deities, and she embodied evil spirits during her time on earth, because she was very deceitful. She got a lot of people killed. She manipulated her husband. She manipulated others. She seduced others. She even seduced her husband in, you might as well say, in its own way. So, whatever energy never dies, and the spirit never dies. It only transfers. So, her spirit can be embodied, and right along with all the other energies spirits that she embodied. And since she wasn't doing good, that means that none of her energy or the spirits that she embodied was good. So that means that anyone who possesses the Jezebel spirit is known as a deceptive con artist who uses seduction to destroy a relationship in churches, families, and other unions. Normally, the Jezebel spirit is known to divide and destroy, because that's what she did. And she caused her husband to make the country that he was over divide, and it also destroyed a lot of people in the process. So a lot of the characteristics of the Jezebel spirit, if you're actually trying to figure out how would a person act if they embodied this spirit, or things that they would actually do, I'm about to tell you guys. So they would use someone else to do their dirty work. As with Jezebel in the Bible, more likely those are things that she wanted to happen than her husband, and she didn't want to deal with the dirty work, so she put everything off on him, and she also manipulated others to actually destroy each other. She actually forged her husband's handwriting to get Naboth, wiped off of the earth. And, well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say the earth. I would say Would I say heaven? I would say heaven. And I hope I said his name right. Naboth. But he had an herb garden in a vineyard, and Jezebel and Ahab, they wanted possession over it, and he was not willing to give it up because it was traced back from his ancestors, and he felt that he would be breaking the family legacy if he did that. So by her husband having the power over someone else's demise, she forged his signature when she wasn't able to persuade him on her own, to get Naboth to be, the reason for Naboth's demise. And she also used sexual persuasion in order to get her way from someone, or to, in real life, if someone embodies the Jezebel spirit, they can also use sexual persuasion, man or woman. And yes, a man can also embody the Jezebel spirit. They could use sex to persuade someone. They could use their looks to persuade someone. They can just use a type of persuasive sexual nature to destroy a marriage, a relationship. And they can also take a man that is trying to live a righteous life with God. They can also pull him away, as in vice versa. If there's a woman who's trying to live a righteous life with God, a man can also seduce her and pull her away. And this usually happens. It seems like the Jezebel spirit mainly comes after married couples. They're mainly out to destroy married couples, especially in the churches, in unions of that nature. It's like they're out to divide and pull you away from God. Because if you pull towards the seduction of this person, they are pulling you away from God. The spirit of false prophets is something that you will also see is a characteristic of someone that embodies the spirit. They will try and make you feel that they are spiritual in order to get close to you, to persuade you. And once they've persuaded you, they'll pretty much then be able to get whatever it is that they're after you for. The demonic spirit, like I said, it can possess a man or a woman, and it drives them to demonstrate unrighteousness, sexual behavior, causing division and destruction. Someone who has embodied the spirit may have a fear of rejection, controlling their victims to prevent themselves from being hurt. So let's say, for instance, if you met someone and they were a very attractive person and they were a very sexual person, and you can tell that they were trying to seduce you, and you were turning them down, and they wouldn't take no for an answer. That's a sign of them possessing the Jezebel spirit, because they are not a fan of rejection, because Jezebel was never rejected. All of her manipulation and seductive tactics always worked. So that spirit would not allow them to be rejected. So it's like they would just seduce you until you give in. Target people of authority for protection. And what I mean by this is they will offer help to someone, like, oh, do you need help? Can I help you with anything? This is a lot of times, this is what the man would do. The person of authority is unaware of what they're trying to do, but it begins to manifest to other people. A lot of people will start to see, like, they would say things like, oh, let me help you with that, or, if you need me for anything, let me know. They would seem, extra helpful and assistive to you in order to pull you in order to be attached to someone with authority and power. And they feel that as long as they're doing that, being nice to you, that you will protect them, and they too will someday be able to hold that authority either over you or alongside of you. There's usually always a tactic, because they're usually not always that nice. So if they're acting that way, it's something that they want. They will isolate and turn people against each other individually and privately behind closed doors. This is to gain a false trust, because it is false. And the dividing is to gain control. They might go over here and say, hey, why are you hanging out with so and so? They're this and that. And then they might go over to you and say, hey, so and so said that you're this and this. And meanwhile, they have both of you as a friend, but they have you divided and separated. And in reality, it's like they're controlling the both of you. And with this, you can start to see how the tactics are in relation to the Jezebel spirit, with the dividing and the controlling and the manipulating and the aggressive behavior. It's kind of passive aggressive behavior. The false accusers, they will usually falsely accuse you of something if they don't get their way with you. And this is to persuade you into giving them their way, because you're so charmed by them, you don't want them to see you as a bad person, because you like the flirting that they're giving you, or you like the way they look, or you like their conversation. Just whatever they're bringing to the table to charm you as a distraction, it has you distracted, actually, to even feel like what was going on had anything to do with you. And this is usually after their true colors start to show. They always feel a sense of entitlement, as if something is owed to them. And that is because they already come into the situation with a motive of wanting something from you. And eventually, you will start to see it. It's already there. It just comes out over time. Because sometimes you have two different types. You have the ones that can play the game for a long time in order to get what they want. And you have the ones that are like, it's like quick charm. They expect their charm to work quickly every time to get what they want, because they don't have time to stick around. It's kind of like on to the next victim for them. They play victim. They're never wrong. They blame others. And they use compassion to disturb your gift of discernment. And what I mean by that is, they may do something that you start to become aware of. And once you become aware of it and they know that, they will start to love bomb and become super caring and considerate in order to distract you from thinking that it was ever true in the first place. They're trying to make you second guess. And these are some symptoms that someone has actually embodied the spirit as well. The spirit will shut down all prophecy, plan attacks on prophets in fear of being exposed. And you can be speaking the truth about God. You can be revealing something that God wants you to reveal because it can help someone. And these people will become so angry with you. And I'm going to step into some real life stuff with what I'm about to say here. A lot of people of higher authority, like celebrities, presidents, just anyone of a high authority, a governor, whoever, just a school teacher, a pastor, it doesn't matter. Just anyone that in your community that people will look up to, that they feel holds a high stature. I feel that this spirit is planted inside of a lot of people of authority. I feel that those are mainly the people that will shut you down for speaking out. And not even, and those were probably the main. But in regular life, like as far as like your household or your personal life or dealing with others personally, it's happening a lot, guys. It is happening a lot. There's a lot going on that people are hurting people because they don't want them to speak out. They're doing so many different things in order to silence people. And with the Jezebel spirit, it's more of a charming, seductive spirit, but it can turn dangerous if it's rejected, because rejection is not something that this spirit is able to handle. And you have to remember, you're not dealing with that human person that you're seeing. You're dealing with a spirit. You're dealing with an energy. So a lot of people may look at someone and say, oh my God, they're so beautiful, or they're so handsome, or they look so innocent. There's no way they could possibly be capable of doing this or that. And that is the wrong way to think, because those are some of the main people that will inflict this type of situation in your life. They use sex as a weapon to control you. And this happens a lot with men and women. You can have people that will treat you like scum, and they feel like sex can fix it. And I'm here to let anyone know that feels like sex can fix anything. It doesn't. Sex doesn't fix a thing. It really doesn't. As far as someone mistreating you and treating you bad and trying to silence you, sex is not a weapon that should be used, because I feel that there's a lot of emotions involved, and that it could really emotionally break someone and mentally break someone. That's why you really shouldn't associate sex with love, because just because you have sex with someone, it doesn't mean that they love you. Doesn't mean that you love them. Many people have sex and they don't love each other. So please, guys, don't think that because someone is having sex with you that they actually care, especially if their actions are showing otherwise. And guys, that's something I want to talk about too. Don't let someone be so charming to you, looks, personality, whatever, that you see what's going on with them, but you don't see it. Please don't do that, because that can cause some very unfortunate actions towards yourself. You have to protect yourself. Rooted spirit of anger takes over that person's thoughts. They can be charming to get you to participate with the spirit. However, the spirit can become very wicked once you stand your ground against it. Remember, guys, it's a spirit. If the charm doesn't work, that's when it becomes dangerous with these people. And this is some of the main things that they try to do to targeted individuals. And, you know, we're human, guys, just like everyone else. And especially with a lot of times when you're lonely and you're going through something, sometimes you just want a good friend around. You just want someone to talk to. And sometimes, and a lot of times looks play the biggest role. That's one of the first things you see with a person. And physical attraction is the first thing. And don't become so physically attracted to someone that you're blinded by their actions. They suck you in with charm, looks, over-exaggerated spiritual lifestyle in order to gain your trust. That's especially if you meet someone in church. You have to watch out for people in church as well. They may come to you and make you feel like they're so godly and they're so spiritual, but you also can sense the seduction. You can sense them trying to seduce you in their own way, but they're trying to seem like they're not doing it, but they really are purposely doing it. This is done in order to gain trust from you, the spiritual part. They feel that if they can get you to believe that they have a close relationship with God, that they can get you to trust them more. They seduce you with sex, manipulation, and then they will tell your spouse on you. Now these are the Jezebels, men or women in church, that are coming in there. They're dressed up. They're overly dressed every Sunday. The woman may even have a tight dress on. The man, he's super, fixed up or whatever, and they're very charming. They have the nice smile. They have the gift of gab. They're very assisting. They accommodate. They're very accommodating. And they're in the house of the Lord. So they feel like this is all that they need in order to pull you in. Because when you hear people talk, they say that's all they want. Someone that's God-fearing, spiritual, attractive, has things going for themselves. And they feel, and they try to meet up to all of these standards just in order to suck someone in, just to manipulate them. Not to love them, not to be with them, not to build with them, but to, pull whatever they need from them and to tear them down. And then they're on to the next. So let's say, for instance, if someone's seduced by someone in their church and that person either was sucked into it and decided to cut it off, or they never fell for it. This person could, get mad and make up lies to their spouse, or if they actually engaged in activity with this person, they could have recorded things, taken pictures, and will blackmail them with these things if they don't continue the relationship with them. They could have sex tapes, pictures, whatever, as evidence against them. This could ruin your reputation and your position of authority, especially like I was talking about, people with high positions of authority in their community. A pastor of a church, let's say, for instance, that they've been seduced by someone in the church and they don't want to continue. And this person they just blast them out in front of everybody. This is a huge embarrassment to that pastor, which is what they get for even engaging in that type of activity with someone else. But you know how it goes, guys. And I just wanted to make this quick video. I hope it meant something to you guys. I hope you guys really took from it, because I see this happen a lot. And being honest, I see it a lot with men, but I especially see it with women. They feel that they can use their looks and their body to seduce men for all the wrong reasons. And ladies, if there is someone out there that's doing it, please don't do it, because there's some dangerous men out there. And it's not good to play with people's feelings and emotions, because it could backfire. So it's always good to be honest and genuine with people. So, yeah, guys, I just wanted to come through and make this quick video about that. And I'm gonna be making a lot of videos this week, guys, and putting them out, because I have a lot of important things that I want to say and talk about. Guys, for the ones who sent me the inbox saying, when is God gonna help us? When is he coming back? Why is he forsaking us? Guys, I'm not going to say he's not coming back. That's not what I'm saying, because I feel that he is. What I am going to say is, a lot of people are associating this with New Age, what I'm about to say, but the answers are within. When you pray and meditate to God, he will align you and lead you to the next steps that you must take. And this is coming from a person that came from a hotel to homeless to a hotel again, and I'm still trying to get back where I need to be. I'm still, trying to build back. So just keep the faith. Don't give up, guys. Please just don't give up. Just hold on, because if you are doubting God, it's gonna, and your faith is dropping, it's gonna lower your vibration, and it's gonna open the door for dark entities to come in and further pull you away from God. And I feel like a lot of dark entities, they try and persuade us on earth to not trust in God, because they try so hard to make us look at how hard our life is instead of the things that we do have. And I'm only saying this because I do this so much. Sometimes I get a little discouraged, and I have to remember gratitude. And I promise you guys, things will get better. It will get better. I promise you it will. And I know you're tired of hearing me say that. But one day you're going to send me a message telling me that things got better for you. Manifest, write things down. Seeing is believing, and put them where you can see them. And pray and say it every day, and take some small steps. If you take some small steps, God will meet you halfway. And you guys can get it done together. Just like you are a team within yourself, you and God are a team. And the reason why I said within yourself, because the way the world is now, a lot of us feel like we are by ourselves. But God is always with you. Always. And once you tap into your relationship with Him, you will see it in the universe. You will see how He's planting seeds for your life. You will see what He's doing for you. So I hope this helps someone, guys. I love you all so much. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And until the next video, peace and love, guys.